The issues that should be considered in a Legionella risk assessment for a spa pool are set out in the approved codes of practice for COSH and Legionella. The HPA guidance is a useful summary of these requirements and is an authoritative source of reference for the industry and for regulators. It is freely downloadable from HSE's Legionnaire's disease microsite if you haven't already got a copy. The general factors that need to be considered include the source of supply water. Private supplies can be a particular problem. Possible sources of contamination, normal operating characteristics, people working on or using the spa pool, the measures to control exposure, and unusual foreseeable operating conditions. The guidance also refers to a range of specific factors, including the type, design, size, water capacity and bather load of the spa, dosing equipment, pumps, balun tanks and blowers, arrangement of and access to the pipework, the filtration system, source and design temperature, chemical dosing equipment and COSH, disinfection, control of pH, cleaning and testing regimes. As with all risk assessments, the significant findings should be recorded. Commercial spa pools are complex systems, and the risk assessment should be part of a comprehensive control scheme, including plans, operating procedures and protocols, routine checks and remedial actions. Other risk assessments, such as manual handling, electrical safety, working in confined spaces, and so on, will require to be compatible. One thing you should expect to see in any risk assessment for a commercial spa pool is a schematic diagram showing the layout of pipework and components and the circulation. Management responsibilities must be clearly identified. The duty holder must appoint a competent, responsible person and ensure the competence of any contractors who are employed to work on the spa pool system. Remember, competence is relative and depends on the particular circumstances of the pool. The responsible person must implement the control scheme. You will recall research from health and safety laboratories that identified that failure to implement the control scheme was causal in 63% of outbreaks studied. Communication is essential, and users of the spa pool require clear advice as well. This is an example of the sort of notice that can be found at a spa pool. It's worth pointing out that the thermal effects of spa pools must not be underestimated. Children under the age of 8 years cannot effectively regulate their body temperature, and pregnant women are also at risk, particularly in the first 3 months of pregnancy.